What's up, Internet? This is David for You and Me Trucking. What the story is I have been a college student for about a year and a half now. The original plan, well, I guess I can go back about 2 years. My wife got pregnant 2 years ago, and I went into find a really good career mode and decided to go offshore. Went into training, broke my arm in training. Well, not on the job. It was a motorcycle accident, and shattered my elbow, and had to have surgery. And when I came back, because I hadn't completely finished training, I was like 2 days shy from finishing training. The company basically told me, "There's nothing for you to do right now. Wait." And that was in December of 2012. And no, excuse me, 2011. Yes, 2011. And in January, when things was supposed to start picking up, nothing happened. No jobs started coming in. So that went on until February. Around March, I finally decided, you know what, I'm going to go back to college. I'm going to get my degree, finish my degree, because I started it like 10 years ago. And that's what happened. I went back to school. And it's been close to 2 years now. And I've been in college for a little while. And I've still got a little while to go. I would have had at least one more year to finish my degree. And about 2.5 weeks ago, a bomb got dropped on me. Actually, a lot of things started getting dropped on me all at once. By the way, my degree was to be a graphics designer. I was going for my bachelor's in graphics design, and I didn't really know that I wanted to be an artist until about a year ago. And I've always been a fan of all of the arts, not just paintings and photography. I've been a fan of all of the arts. Culinary arts, martial arts, performing arts, visual arts, all of them. I've been experienced in the culinary field. It was one of my very first careers when I was young. Then I actually moved into the performing arts and was a roadie or a technician for the theater, live theater. And that was amazing. I loved it so much. And then I decided when I got back into college that, you know what, I'm going to change gears. I want to see if I can find my real passion, because when I started school 10 years ago, I couldn't figure out exactly what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I changed my degree 3 times. And I wasn't sure. I went back to school. So, and I found that I really had a knack for the visual arts. I mean, like I said, art has always been one of my passions, so that's what I did. And I started off with a graphics design degree, and then halfway through my first semester, I switched it to photography because I found that I was really good at that. And probably someday I'll actually send y'all some of the links for where some of my artwork is actually at. I have not won any specific awards, but my work has been done in a few shows now, and was chosen for a publication, which is cool. It's an award in its own right, I guess, just being chosen, because there are so many people who submit work, but not everything gets chosen. You know what I'm saying? So it's an honor in itself just to be chosen. So yeah, I went back to school, and then again, that bomb got dropped. Everything at once started just changing, and My wife and I are expecting our second child, which is exciting. It's a fantastic thing. But I'm a full-time student, and I wasn't able to find a job in the the field that I am studying for, because the majority of the work, or the majority of companies, want to see completion of the degree before they'll hire, or they want you to be further along into the degree before they'll hire, kind of thing. So it became difficult to find any work. So I ended up working for the college in the art department as a gallery guard, and 2 hours a day, minimum wage, 4 days a week, making nothing, basically. It wasn't even enough to cover my son's daycare. So that catches you up a little bit. And then all at once, everything started falling. I found out that my grandmother, who, by the way, at this moment is still doing okay, but went and had a very, very bad doctor's visit, that she is basically standing at death's door. It's coming to that time. Her kidneys are in complete failure. And she has decided now, she's 98 years old, so she's lived a very long life, and has decided to refuse all treatment. They have found cancer in her lymph nodes, and it is spreading. So that was that. And to top it all off, I've found, and since I started school, I've been good. I mean, and I say this in the most modest way I can. I've been very good at what I've done in school up until this summer, or excuse me, well, yeah, this summer, until this semester. And I started hitting a wall where there were things that I wasn't good at. And I wasn't sure if that was because of the situations that I was going through at that time, or if I genuinely just wasn't good at it. I've never been a drawing type of artist. It was just never one of the things that I was good at. I can create digital art. I can create fantastic photography. I can create a lot of other things, but when it comes to drawing with ink, pencil, pen, chalk, charcoal, so on, I'm not good at it, you know. So when I started to see that, it was kind of a blow, and it kind of sucks, because I've had straight A's for the last almost year now, and I started reaching for these goals, like I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna graduate with honors, and I'm gonna get, and I start failing, and it kind of sucked. I don't say failing. I wasn't failing. It was just I wasn't good at it, and that kind of sucked. Anyway. Moving on. At the announcement of a second child, I began to realize that it's going to be a good year before I'll finish my degree, and there's still no guarantee of money coming in. So I had to start looking, and I said, I mean, hardcore looking. I mean, up until this point, I have been looking, but I was looking and avoiding taking jobs that I knew would hinder me from completing my classwork on time. So I wasn't applying for places that I knew would force me to sacrifice class time, where I would have to go part-time and only at night, where it is a very difficult thing in the art department because of how their schedule works. A lot of teachers do not teach night classes, which means I would have to wait for several semesters before I would be able to take those classes. And because I've already gotten all of my prerequisites out of the way, all of my core classes, there was nothing to fill in those blanks so that I wouldn't feel like I was just wasting time. And ultimately I would have ended up taking several semesters off before I would be able to take certain classes. And that was if I were to take on a full-time job or work that would force me to not be able to work around school. And then about a week and a half ago, I finally said, my family is more important. They need to be taken care of. And if I can't do that, I'm not doing what's right. So I started looking again, and I stopped avoiding those jobs, and I started looking for something that would ultimately bring in enough money to take care of my wife Crystal, my son DJ, and our expected child, which we're still not sure what it's going to be yet. But we have taken the test, and they're supposed to be telling us soon. So I started looking, and the very first thing I saw was several pages for CDL drivers. Now, right before I started going back to school, about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I actually looked into going online or going on the road and trucking and everything right after I came back from the offshore thing. And at that time, I still had a speeding ticket or maybe a couple on my record, so that wasn't an option. They wouldn't take me at that time. They said, as soon as these things fall off, give us a call back and we'll see what we can do. So, Subi, comme ci, comme ça. So it just so happens that the moment I started looking again, I decided I was going to go and look online and see what I could find for trucking jobs, and found several companies that will train me and pay for that training, so it wouldn't have to come out of pocket, because trucking school is about $5,000 and I don't have that kind of money. You can see the place I live in. Yes, I have my electronics, the little bit of thing that we do have, but I am in a trailer, and not a great one. It's what we can afford at the moment, and I don't want my wife to continue having to live in this, or my son, or whichever child that comes along. So I applied to 3 different companies, and after finding out that my record was coming back clean, I got excited. All 3 of these companies that told me that they would train me, they would send me to school, and they would pay for it. But only one of them said that they weren't going to take it out of my paycheck. One of them said that they were going to hire me, send me to school, pay for it completely, and never take a dime out of my paycheck in order to do it, as long as I complete their period. So I accepted, and I am leaving this coming Saturday. Today is Tuesday. I am leaving this coming Saturday for Indiana to go to training, and that was my wife. I'll finish this in a little while, and we'll be back. Alright, false alarm. That was somebody else's car. Anyway, so yeah, I get accepted. I am going to trucking school. I'm going to have to take a bus for 30 hours up to Indiana and get my trucking license. And I will officially have a Class A CDL, and I will start touring this country on a truck and getting paid for it. And that's what it's about to be, man. And basically, this vlog is going to be for my family, for my wife, so that they can keep track of everything I'm doing, so they can see what it's like out there. And it's just going to basically be a form of communication for us. I hope you guys are interested in watching more. If you liked it, thumbs up, and subscribe down below so we can make this something, That's basically all for the moment. So yeah, this is David signing off. Stay safe, drive right.